And farmers and ranchers can share their story through social media. And really happy to have on the show today Brian Mose. He is the chair of our Young Farmer and Rancher Committee at South Dakota Farm Bureau. And Brian, you have really embraced the social media platforms as a tool for you to not only engage in social media, but also connect with people all over the country. And so first, welcome, Brian, and share with us a little bit about some of the things that you like to use for telling your story.
Yeah, thanks. And between me and my wife, being the chairs, we are very happy that we're able to connect with people throughout the nation and being here on the farm. And right now I'm sitting in my mobile office loading corn from a grain bag into the semi. And that's the beauty of having internet and cell phone service, is I can engage in conversations that I'd otherwise miss out on sitting here in the tractor moving corn. So really, I have enjoyed an app called Clubhouse, which is an audio-only app. It's kind of like Zoom without the video, and as well as being able to be on Zoom calls, I can connect with people, like you said, across the country and even across the globe, talk to people in Australia and Argentina and a bunch of other countries to tell our ag story and connect what's going on in their regions and how can we talk farm safety. Like this year's book of the year, if we can talk what do farmers do and how are we doing it, and bridge that gap of the connection where people, they just don't know what they don't know. And all these social media platforms have given me an area and a way to be able to reach out to connect with people who I won't be able to out here on the farm working.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And Brian, you've really become known not only in our organization, but I'm sure in other states with people you engage with. You're just known to, every time we see you, you are on these engagement platforms, from the cab of a tractor or just going about your daily life, feeding cattle or whatever you're doing with your family. And I really think that brings a real authenticity to the way you are engaging with people where you're at.
Yeah, and that's kind of the joke. People don't recognize me because I don't have my headset on, because I'm always on my headset talking on Zoom or any other meeting. Mm-hmm. And just that flexibility of being able to reach out to people wherever you are. And yeah, it does bring that truth in. Hey, this is what I'm actually doing. I'll show you. Mm-hmm. I am feeding cattle. I am out here taking care of the cows. And to have them be able to see that real time and know that you're not just making it up, that's how we can bridge these gaps of communication. And people that are just so far removed, they haven't had the opportunity to experience, well, what does happen on your farm? Mm-hmm. How are you working and still being able to be on this meeting? Or, you know, like this radio call now, Bill got a semi half full of corn since we've been talking. Mm-hmm. It allows me the opportunity to be connected with people and reach the people that we won't be able to reach otherwise.
Right, exactly. And on days like today when it's bitterly cold out in South Dakota, I think it's a way for people to really understand more what it takes to care for animals. And, on these bitterly cold days, farmers and ranchers are out there in the elements, and their number one priority is the livestock that they're caring for.
Yeah, and there's no better way than to show that in real time. So whether I'm going live on Instagram or Facebook and talking with people in the industry, livestock industry, about what I'm doing and showcasing how we are caring for these animals, you can't hide stuff when you do it in real time. It is what it is, and that's what's the beauty, be able to show that.
Right.
One other thing with all these connections and networking, Young Farmers and Ranchers Committee has been giving away some accurate ag books. And to see the effect that had had this last year, we had sent a bunch of the Jackson Staying Safe on the Farm books, and somebody had read that book to her kid, and on social media, Clubhouse, the platform I'm on, someone told that story to one of the competitors that was in the discussion meet this year for Young Farmers and Ranchers nationally, and she was able to use that as, how do I talk about safety on the farm, about kids, and was able to use that example of that book that we had shared. So you never know how much positive effect that'll have. That person ended up making it in the Sweet 16, and her story was shared with many people about how to stay safe on the farm, and let's get these books out and connect with the people who are removed. So that's just how beneficial this organization is, and being connected and networking and outreach through these social media platforms can make a big difference in many people's lives just by one little short conversation.
Mm-hmm. Now, Brian, I don't want to refer to myself as older, but I'm older than you are, and you recently tried to help me figure out this whole Clubhouse platform, which was something that was completely foreign to me. I know all the major social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., but really, I think your generation is just so comfortable with all these various forms of social media. And Clubhouse, for example, is one that you described. There's a lot of people with differing views, that you have a chance to talk to. And that really is such an opportunity to inform and educate.
Yeah, and being open and honest with them is the best part that we can do, because there's things I don't know. I'm remote here in the rural area, living in the country, and I don't know how people live their lives or the struggles they have. But if we can connect and talk and communicate and meet people where they are and help them understand, instead of just, brush them off as, they're against agriculture, when in fact they just might not understand. And, we are afraid of things we don't understand, even me myself. Mm-hmm. Once I can understand it, then I can kind of put some work towards how do I connect with it and work together with it instead of fighting against it.
Absolutely. Great point, Brian. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with the South Dakota Farm Bureau Town and Country Show. Welcome back to the South Dakota Farm Bureau Town and Country Show. And with us on the radio this morning is Brian Mose from the Watertown area. And Brian, we just have a few minutes left in the show today. And, you've already kind of talked about some of the tricks and things to think about. But what are some of the things that you've learned and would offer for advice for others?
Yeah, especially, some of these social media platforms can be kind of daunting. How am I going to connect? How am I going to reach out? And, somebody's just out there and going to be against me on what I say, especially in the animal agriculture industry. And the biggest thing is just start small, reach out to people, do little things, share your story, and most of all, be honest and true to who you are. Don't fake it till you make it. Just be honest and truthful, and the people will really connect, and you'll get enough people that'll be there on your side and connect. I mean, I've been able to reach people all across the globe just by having open, honest conversations, whether it's through video, through voice, or through Instagram chat. To be able to just reach out and connect, and being open and honest is sometimes hard, but in the long run, it's easier to not have to try and tell a lie and keep a fib up. You just always tell the truth and are honest, and people really trust you and come to you as a trusted source for information in your field, whether that be farming, ranching, livestock, crop production, whatever that field is. Just make sure you're out there open and honest and supportive of others as well, because that's how we all get better, by working and growing together.
That's such a great point, Brian. And if people are curious about following places that you're on, how do people find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me. You can either search Brian Mose or @Mosified, and that is on Twitter, Facebook, Clubhouse, Instagram are the main ones I'm on. And just look me up, search my name, or @Mosified, Moesified, and I am open and available to conversations, because I learn more when I reach out to more and connect with more people.
Great story, Brian. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And again, you've been listening to the South Dakota Farm Bureau Town and Country Show.